You guys know that I've been trying to eat really healthy these last 2-3 months, and I've lost a little weight. I've lost like 20 pounds actually 2-3 months, but it was really hard to get started. But once I got started, I stayed on track. Like I'm a creature of habit, so in the morning I pretty much eat the basic thing. I kind of switch it off. I switch it from steel oats, which I'll show you when I make my steel oats what I do with them, and I switch it from steel oats to egg whites with veggies. Steel oats, egg whites with veggies, and I pretty much stay with those two things for breakfast. But what I don't change at all is my morning ritual of my greens. You can pretty much get any greens you want, but I do these greens because they're very healthy. I put them with some water in my blender, and I pretty much blend them up. They're not delicious, guys, so let me tell you, they're not delicious at all, but you get used to it. It becomes habit, you know? So as long as you do a healthy ritual, you get used to it, then you get used to it. And this is really good. I have not been sick, knock on wood. I have not been sick. I don't think that's wood. I think that's particle board. Okay, that's wood. For like a year now, I have not had a cold or anything. So thank you, Jesus, for that. But I think it's also that I try to eat a lot of veggies and greens, and I don't eat meat, so I really need to get my nutrients in greens. I also do Juice Plus still, which is, I actually sell it too. If you guys are interested, you can message me. But I do Juice Plus, and I've been doing that for 3-4 years now, and it's worked really good for me. So Juice Plus and this Green Vibrance is what I start my day with. And I do the intermediate fasting, which I don't eat until 12. And I eat only from 12 to 6. After 6, I don't eat anymore. So that also helps. And there you go. Very green with just water. And it's not the most delicious thing, but it's very healthy. It's not that great, but you get used to it. Yep, and you got to get to the very last because it's expensive. This thing, $90, but it lasts a while. You just need a scoop a day. There you go. I also take collagen and a bunch of other stuff during the day too. I kind of divide it up. But that's what I start my morning with. I will show you in my next video what I do next. Next, I make a juice. Every morning I make a juice. I use 1 stalk of celery, organic celery, in my juice. And I also use like 4 or 5 big carrots. So a little peck of carrots and a stalk of celery is what I juice every morning, along with my seeds, which I will show you in a minute how I do those. I use hemp seeds and chia seeds, and I grind them first in a little grinder that I have, and then I put that in my cup, in my mixer, and I put my juice once I make it in there as well, and I mix it together, and then I drink it with my juice, my seeds. Hemp seeds are full of nutrients, especially if you're on a vegetarian diet. I'm not all vegetarian. I do also eat egg whites because I have to. I have to get my protein. When you get older, your body is in need of more protein. So I'm not crazy about it because I don't really like eggs, but I mix them up with my veggies, and I'll show you that how I do that next as well. See you in a minute. I have flax seeds I put in my Vegenaise jar. I like to use this for instead of mayonnaise, I like to use Vegenaise on the side of my dishes, or I also make like salad dressings with it and stuff. It's really delicious. Anyway, it's the grapeseed oil one, the purple. I love it. But I use the container because I like to recycle. And I don't have that much flax seeds. I only have a little bit. I'm going to have to buy some more. I love flaxseed. Oh my gosh, I love them. I can pretty much eat them like this. They're delicious. And they are so, I'm saying flaxseed, aren't I? They're not flax, they're hemp. Hemp seeds, not flax seeds. You can also do flax seeds, but flax seeds you can't eat like that. Anyway. So I'm going to put 1 teaspoon, very full, of flaxseed. And I am going to put 1 heaping teaspoon of chia seeds. And you can also do flax seeds if you have them. I am not going to do flax seeds today. I do have them though. And what I do is I put them in here. I have 2 of these. I have one for my coffee, which I don't drink coffee, but my family does. So I have one to ground the coffee. And this one is an extra one I have only for my seeds. So I don't do anything but seeds. I also like to grind my ginger in here, my ginger pieces. I grind that as well, because sometimes if you don't grind your ginger and your turmeric, your little pieces of turmeric and ginger, if you don't grind them, then you get pieces of them in your food, and you kind of want it to be nice and grounded. So anyway, so I do my seeds in here. The reason why I grind them is because they digest better. They digest better in your stomach, and they don't get in your colon pockets and stuff. So it's always good to do that, to multi-process your seeds. So from being big, they become powder. And the reason why I don't buy them already like that is because the nutrients are in the actual seeds. So if you do it, just like the coffee, you know, in coffee you like to grind the coffee, right? You might have to like play with it a little bit because of the hemp. The hemp seeds are wet for some reason. So you have to like make sure you can get it all out of the middle there. See how I'm getting it all out with a spoon? Okay. So there we go. And you can wash it. I don't, because I use it every day. So I wash it once a week. I don't wash it every single day. So that's ready in there, waiting on my juice. So now I'm going to move you guys a little closer to me over here. We're going to make our juice. Very simple. You guys can put whatever you want in your juice. I used to put an apple in my juice, but I don't anymore because, let me turn off the music. It's too loud. I don't put apples anymore in my juice because it's sweet. And what I did with this diet is I'm limiting my intake of sweet fruit. It was very hard for me to lose weight, guys. Extremely hard for me to lose weight. And the reason why is because I have a very low metabolism. I take thyroid medicine for it. I have hypothyroidism. And this is organic celery, 1 stalk. And I keep the roots because I replant them. I have celery growing in my garden like crazy. And it's organic. Let me get a bowl. But I was telling you about why my metabolism is so slow, because of my age. I'm going through menopause, premenopausal, whatever that's called. And on top of that, I have AFib, and I have to take medication for that to keep my heart slow because it goes kind of crazy if not. And I'm washing my vegetables in vinegar water. And so because of that, it's really hard to get my heart going fast to burn calories. So I do exercise an hour a day. I get on my Peloton, my bike, and I do that in the morning before my rosary. I do that. Oh, I love these babies. You don't want to juice the leaves because it kind of gets caught up in your juice machine and it messes it up. So I just eat them. I don't eat the leaves because they're very sour, but I like the little baby middles. So delicious. Especially if you're hungry while you're cooking. I'm the only one drinking the juice, so it's okay. I can eat as I go. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh, my metabolism is so low. So I had to not just eat right. I had to be very careful of the right foods to eat. And I noticed that fruits have sugar, guys. They have sugar, a lot of sugar, even though they're very healthy. So I got rid of all my fruit for my first 20 pounds that I lost. And now I started incorporating my fruit in very little at a time. Like I have a mix of berries that I like to have because berries are very good. They're high in antioxidant. So I always have my berries in the morning. And I have my berries in the morning on the side of my eggs or on the side of my steel oats. Now, when I have steel oats, I have to remember that steel oats is the only carb that I can have in my day. So when I have steel oats for dinner, I have to make sure that I don't have anything with carbs because steel oats has a lot of carbs, even though it's very healthy, heart healthy for you. So that's what I do. When I have steel oats for dinner, I cannot have a sweet potato, or I cannot have quinoa, or I cannot have any kind of carbs. So, get rid of my water here. And we are going to juice. So yes, I'm going to have my juice next. I'm going to stop for a minute so I can juice. It's going to get very noisy. Oh, I guess I can talk to you. No, I don't think I can. It's going to be very, very noisy here while I'm juicing. Get my juicer ready here. I'm going to juice, and then I'm going to put it in my mixer with my seeds, and I'm going to drink that next. Next will be my juice, and then after that, I will make my omelet. My egg white omelet. I use egg whites. I'll show you how I do that as well. So, let me put this together here. My juicer, the juicer I use, I've had this for years. I don't know, maybe 8-10 years. It works great still. Sometimes they get caught in there, but it's a slow juicer. It's Cuvings is the name of it. So yeah, so then you just turn it on. You can also add in your juice, you can add a lemon, you can add ginger, you can make the ginger shot on the side because it's extremely spicy and strong, but it's very healthy for you. You can add turmeric, you can add anything you want in there. I try not to add an apple, even though it makes it so sweet and delicious, because the carrots are already sweet. And you're eating your sugar here in the carrot. So I gotta watch my sugar intake because I don't want to gain my weight back. I don't want to. If I do, I do, but I'd rather not. So I'll show you in a minute when my juicing is completed. Actually, maybe I can talk to you while I'm juicing. Yeah, maybe I'll talk to you while I'm juicing. It doesn't take that long. Sometimes you might have parts in the celery you miss. There's dirt. Try to do organic if you can, guys. Sometimes it's hard to get organic carrots, even though I can go to Sam's, but since I'm not grocery shopping, my husband's doing my grocery shopping, I can't be picky. So at least he gets me the organic celery, so that's good, right? So there we go. I'm going to be making milanesas today for my family. But for my dinner, I'll probably have a giant salad with a fish, or I have some beans too. I have a little bit of beans, not a lot, maybe like half a cup of beans every now and then. And I have not eaten bread or sugar or anything white. I have not eaten rice. When I want rice, I have quinoa. But I don't have a lot of it because quinoa is very healthy, but it also has a lot of carbs. Quinoa has a lot of carbs. So for me, I juice about, how much is this? It's about 6 carrots. It's a little bag of carrots, a little one, and 1 stalk of celery, which is about 6 stalks of celery. And some people strain the juice because they don't like the fiber. That's just your preference. Me, I drink everything because I think the fiber is important to also have. So anyway, so I'm going to use my cup that I used for my greens. And my juice is done. As you can see what it looks like as it's being juiced. The fiber comes out of here, and then the juice goes in there. And as you can see, my juicer is a good one because when you press in your fiber that comes out, it should be dry. It should not be wet at all. And mine is extremely dry. I used to use this in my soups because I didn't want to throw anything out. But you know what? It really didn't taste very good. It kind of messed up my soups, and my family didn't really like it very much. So I haven't been doing that. I've been just throwing it out, which is kind of sad. I hate to throw out stuff, but you know, you can't keep everything. So there's the juice. There's the juice. It's a lot of juice, guys. You can make less if you want. Me, I love juice. I love juice. It's 1 cup and a little bit. 1 cup and a little bit. Oh, it's so good. It tastes healthy. It tastes healthy. And it's an acquired taste. You get used to it. You get used to it. You get used to doing this every morning. The pain is to clean this thing because you got to use a little brush and you got to go in the little holes of the cylinder. But you know what? You get used to it. Just like you get used to everything else. Oh, and it's very important that you drink it right away after you make it. Because the more it sits, the more the vitamins leave. That's why it's very important to get it made and drink it right away. That's why I don't like to buy they still have vitamins, but I'd rather not buy the juices when they've already been made. I used to go to Whole Foods and buy them there before this COVID hit, and I never went out again. But I used to go to Whole Foods and I used to get my juice at the juice bar, and they would say, "Oh, the same juice you're asking, I just made it, it's down there." I go, "No, I'm sorry. I hate to be a pain, but can you make it? I like to have it really fresh." They're like, "Yeah, no problem. I understand." So they make it for me. Okay, so I'll see you in a little bit and we will make breakfast. Okay, breakfast, which actually is my lunch because it's afternoon. But breakfast is really breaking your fast. It doesn't matter when you have it in the day, as long as you have it. You're breaking your fast. Anytime you break your fast, it doesn't have to be at 6. It can be at later on, like at 12, because I only eat from 12 to 6. Oh, before I leave, I want to show you something. In my fridge, when I'm really hungry and I have to have something in between, I have almonds. But I soak them in water because you digest them better soaked. It's also something you have to get used to. But they're really, really good. And they come out a little bit fat. And they're a little bit easier to chew, especially if you have hard almonds and you want a little bit more of a soft almond. They're easier to digest. A friend told me this a long time ago, and it worked out really good. And now I love them. Now it's like I have to have my almonds soaked, and people say, that's weird. I go, well, you like soaked peanuts. I think that's disgusting. People that eat the peanuts soaked and seasoned and it's all mushy, and I'm like, why are you eating that? And they're in the shells, and they even eat the shells. I'm like, oh, they like it. Well, I like my soaked almonds. See you in a minute. Bye. I am back. We are going to make the omelet. Well, it's not really an omelet, okay? It's a bunch of veggies and some egg white put on top of it. Then I flip it over, and then I mix it all up together. I don't like eggs, guys. You know I don't like eggs. And so I got to hide it with the veggies. Because if not, I can't eat it. And also, I use spice. But I do not use salt because I am trying to get off my high cholesterol medicine. So as soon as I can lose maybe another 50 pounds and I get really to my perfect weight, then hopefully if I eliminate all the salt and everything, I'll be able to get off my meds. My blood pressure medicine that I take, I probably got to keep that one because it doesn't matter how much you weigh, it's just something you have. But the cholesterol one, if I lose the weight, I think. I like to use Spike, salt-free, and I got it at Whole Foods, but you can buy it on, on Amazon. And it has no salt, but it tastes really good, and it's just a vegetable seasoning. You can also use Miss Dash, I use that too. And I love this guy. He's Flavor God, I think he's called. Taco Tuesdays, pizza. I have a bunch of him. I love him. He's just amazing. Nacho seasoning. This tastes just like cheese, but it doesn't have cheese. But it does have a little bit of salt. Not a lot of salt, but a little bit. It does have that. So I prefer to use Spike where I can. And I love crushed red peppers on everything. I have to start actually using jalapenos because I have a plant that has the big jalapeno, but I'm like scared to use them because I don't want them to be too spicy. I know that if you take out the seeds, they're not spicy at all, but I just am used to using this, I guess, the red pepper flakes. I just bought a bunch of them. I bought another thing, the organic ones. But this is also, I believe, organic. No, I don't think these are. Oh, well. Anyway. Also, you don't need to use organic peas. Peas is the one veggie that you don't need to do organic, the frozen peas. I don't know why, but Brenda told me this. My nutrition coach, Brenda Vance, I love her. You guys got to friend her if you haven't. She's always talking about awesome things and how to eat healthy, and she's completely vegan, and I don't know how she does it, but I like to eventually be completely vegan, but I'm scared with my protein. I'm scared, so I eat a lot of peas, and they do not have to be organic, and you can just throw them frozen. You can throw them frozen inside your smoothies. You can throw them inside your soups. You can multi-process them. You don't taste them, and you can throw them in your omelets or in your frittatas or whatever you make, because they have a lot of protein. I'm going to use half or a quarter of a Vidalia onion, and I'm going to use one mushroom. You can use the little ones if you want, but I love my portobellas. And I am going to use spinach, and I buy a lot of this because I use it every morning, or I use it a lot for like dinner. I make it on the side. And for my dessert, my berries that I like to mix. My berries. Oops, someone's at the door. It's probably Sabina. She has a key, though. She just likes to keep doing that. Okay, so let's get on this. Let's get this show on the road here. Let me put you a little closer to what I am doing. This is super simple, guys, but the reason why I'm doing it, I'm showing you this very simple thing that I make for breakfast mostly every morning with the alternating with my, like I told you before, I alternate with steel oats because you can't have so much carbs all the time. So I put it in a bowl. I cut them up small. I put them in a bowl. I'm gonna do my onions next. Junior, can you open the door for Beans?
Yeah.
She has keys, but she likes to do that. She likes the attention. I'm home. She needs to go straight to that shower. Straight to that shower. Okay. Because you are toxic, girlfriend. Well, then you better stay far from her, Junior. Anyway, she has to go to work. She's studying, and she comes back and forth. She goes back and forth. Okay, so my video people. And so I am cutting the onions as small as you want. We're going to be sauteing the veggies first. You'll see how I do it. And then we're going to put some peas in there. Not a lot. I don't know, quarter cup. The rest you can put in your fridge. I just keep them bang in my fridge and I put them in everything. I'm not crazy about peas, but they are sweet. They sweeten your food, and the protein is just amazing. It's amazing. So why even buy protein powder? Just have peas and put them in your smoothies, you know? So what else do I need? I have that. The spinach. The spinach, I normally I'll put it in a minute. I have my pan here getting hot. And I have this beautiful pan. I love my pan. My beautiful, beautiful pan. This is Mom's pan. Nobody touches my pan. I don't want no one scrubbing it. I don't want no one scratching it. Like all these other pans are all scratched up that everybody uses. No, nobody touches my pan. Put a little olive oil or any kind of oil you like. I also have avocado oil, which is great to use when you're sauteing, when you're using hot, a lot of heat. It's a good oil to use for heat, but I'm just used to olive oil. I use olive oil for everything. So I'm going to put this in here, start sauteing my veggies. I need a spatula. Okay, ooh, made a mess there, made a mess. I'm going to pick it up, put it back in. 2-second rule, right? This is for me anyway. You know what? I end up making such a big portion that I end up not eating it all because I'm full. Never eat when you're full just because you have it on a plate. That's another thing I learned. I used to eat till the last bite because I made it. Now I don't. I just cover it up. And you can just keep it for a couple of hours. Cover it up. You can put it in the fridge or you can just leave it there. Nothing's going to happen. I lived on a farm for so many years when I grew up in Argentina. And we didn't have a refrigerator. So let me tell you. We didn't have a refrigerator. We had no lights. We had nothing. So my grandma would hang stuff on the trees so that the animals wouldn't get them. And, you know, we drank milk from the cows, and they had that film on the top, and it was called nata in Spanish. And I remember as a little girl with I'm thinking of it now. I don't eat dairy anymore, but then I would eat it. And with the bread or something, we'd eat it. It's called nata.
Oh, that's the nalga. I'm like, that's...
No, not nalga. Nalga is thigh in Spanish. Nata. Nata was the curdy part of the milk when it gets yucky on the top. Yucky. Anyway, so yeah, we ate things that were there for days. We still ate them. The cheese would be green, and we'd cut the green part off, and we'd eat the rest. So, you know, when you live in the country, you know, and we had the big water pump. Oh my gosh, that was so awesome. And next to the water pump, we had this peach tree. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. Okay, so I can smell the mushrooms. Oh my goodness gracious. I can just smell delicious mushrooms there. I'm trying to put you a little closer here so you can see as we are cooking this. So now that it's a little bit softer, I'm going to throw the spinach. Now the spinach, I like to put a nice heaping handful because it becomes nothing in a minute. It's going to be nothing. Some people like to chop it because they don't like the chunks. I'm all about easy. So, you know, I'm the one eating it, so I'm just going to do it like that. And again, I'm telling you guys that I'm not using carrots because I already ate my carrots, and carrots have a lot of sugar. So I didn't eat my carrots, I juiced them. So no carrots for Jeanette the rest of the day. Nothing like that because I have to watch the sugar that you have in your diet. See how it's getting small? Okay. So now while that is cooking, let me lower the temperature a little bit. While that is cooking, I am going to show you what I do with my egg whites because I am so grossed out with eggs. I need to be a vegan, but I'm scared about not getting my protein because I need it for my bones and all my conditions now that I'm getting older. You know, I have scoliosis, and my mother, and I have some RA, and my mother is kind of curved, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to start curving too, probably. Got to remember to stand up straight. So I'm thinking, I got to make sure I get my calcium. I got to make sure I get my protein. So until I can afford to see a nutritionist, I got to do the egg whites. So I get egg whites. I get egg whites at the store, but I don't like the yuck yucks. Do you guys know what a yuck yuck is? It's the little white things that are hard in your egg. And when I make the scrambled eggs and stuff, I have to take those little things off because I'm like that about meat and eggs. That's why I can't eat meat. I can barely eat fish and only salmon. So I got to make sure that it goes through a strainer. As you see what I'm talking about. See those yuck yucks in the strainer? Well, I can't have that. I got to have nice and smooth egg whites. I'm weird. So, and I have 1 cup of egg whites because of the protein. I need the protein. I don't really have any other kind of protein in my day. Later on, if I remember, sometimes I make a protein smoothie later. Sometimes I'm supposed to, but I don't really. But I am supposed to. So the veggies are perfect. And as you see, I did not season them yet. So I'm going to season them now with some spike. No salt, just spike. A lot of spike. Or whatever seasoning you like. And some little bit of heat. Now I do have a 1/4 cup of salsa on the side of this. I just like the taste of that. So, as you see, it's perfect now. So now what I do, it's at medium heat, and I'm going to put my egg whites all on top of there. Right on top of there. And I'm going to cover it up. And I'm going to lower the temperature a little bit more so it doesn't burn on the other side. But I kind of like a little toasty charred veggies in there. I kind of like that taste. So I cover it up so it starts heating on the top. And what I'm going to do is very carefully, I'm going to break it up because I'm going to end up breaking it anyway and mixing it with salsa. But I'm going to try to get it in pieces so that I can cook the other side of the egg. Because I don't want to have raw egg. Oh, that's horrible. That's just horrible to even think about it. To even think about that. I'm so paranoid about eating yucks and stuff. Could you imagine if I ate a raw egg? I wouldn't be able to eat eggs ever again. Why can't you use the other microwave, baby? And filming. So now I've got a microwave on my face. Don't do that, guys. Don't have the microwave going when your face is right there. Not good for your brain. Vina, I'm filming and I'm cooking. My thing's gonna burn. These kids don't care. I have another microwave over there. No, this is very disrespectful, Vina, what you just did. Finish heating up your ribs. Oh my gosh, look what she's eating, ribs. Ugh. Here, take your ribs. So now, there's another microwave over there. So now I'm going to flip this in pieces, guys, because I think I burnt it. I talk too much. See, I'm always paying attention to what I'm doing. No, it's perfect. I like a little char. I don't like it. But I got to make sure that the egg gets cooked well. So I'm going to cut it up in pieces, in quarters, and flip over that egg so that the other side also gets some color, right? Because I got a problem with not having the egg cooked enough. So now I'm going to get some salsa out of here. I used to have fresh salsa because I like fresh salsa, but I ran out. Can I have a little bit of berries? Yeah, you can have a little bit. So, I'm going to actually first I think I'm going to put it back in the bowl because I want to mix it. So after you wait a little bit so you know the other side is also cooked, it's perfect. Then you can break it up. Me, I have to break it up because I got to make sure everything gets cooked. Let's see a white piece. Can't have any white pieces. Okay, so now I'm going to throw it in the bowl. Throw it in the bowl. It's a lot, guys, so I'll probably eat half of that, and I'll save the rest for a little later. And I'll have it, maybe a little snack later. I'll have the rest of it. I normally have fresh salsa, but I ran out, so it's going to get a little bit of the regular salsa. And mix it up. And I like to put half an avocado on top of it, but I'm not going to do that today because I want to have my avocado later. See, you got to think in your head what you're going to have for dinner so that you don't overpack yourself with too many fats. Avocado is a fat, but it's a good fat. So you can have it later. There we go. Yummy, 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 yummy for my tummy. Go. Your scramble. Oh, full of veggies. It's going to be very filling and no bread. You don't need the bread, guys. You don't need it. You really don't. So let's get some berries in a bowl now. And I should be ready for my breakfast. Now, if you wanted to look pretty, guys, you can do the veggies first, then your egg whites or your regular eggs. Then you put the veggies inside. No cheese, guys. I haven't had cheese in 3 months, and I was a cheese addict. Everything had cheese on it. No, I did not. So you're going to put your berries in your bowl. So there's my breakfast. Berries, veggies, nothing else. My vitamins, whatever it is you like to take, and that's it. And that's pretty filling. And I also had my juice. Remember, we had our vegetable juice. And I have that every day. Tomorrow I'll have steel oats. We'll make steel oats together tomorrow if you want. If you guys want, let me know. And you can do this. You guys can do this. Find a good time that's good for you guys to do the intermediate fasting. So, intermediate, is that how you say it? Intermittent, like mittens, I guess. I don't know. Intermittent fasting. Find a nice time for you. Like it could be in the morning if you go to work or something, like from 9 or from 8 or from 6. Make it within like a 6 to 8 hour window. And that way talk to your doctor first. Yes, talk to your doctors first. I talked to my doctor and she's like, yay, do whatever you're doing. Keep on doing it. You're doing great. So that's what you guys got to do. So that the reason why I came on today is because I've had a lot of my friends ask me what I'm doing. And that's basically what I'm doing. It's called Macros, and there's an app you can get on your phone that is called, what's it called? What's the app called, Bina? MyFitnessPal, and it helps you count. And once you're used to counting, it might take you a week or two to get into it, but once you're used to counting your fats that you put on and your carbs, that's the main thing you're counting, and make sure you got enough protein in there. Once you got used to that and you develop a diet, a routine, then you can play with the routine. Like I'm playing with it now. I've been doing it for 3 months, so now I'm ready to play with it, which means that I make sure.
Definitely those bigger portions now.
No, I don't. And like I have half an avocado, so I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna have that half of an avocado for dinner, not for breakfast, because I used to have it for breakfast and dinner and whenever I wanted. But now I gotta think. Carrots, I already had them, so no sweets. I could have some fruit, but it has to be not too much, and I like to divide it up in two because I like to have dessert. And I have teas in between because I like my tea, but I might be giving up my tea for Lent, so we'll see what I give up for Lent. Tea or Netflix? Or Facebook? Or Facebook, I don't know. But then I couldn't pray if I gave up Facebook.
I said Netflix. Give up your TV.
Oh, I don't know about my TV. I really enjoy
Jesus
it.
died on the cross and you want Netflix.
I really enjoy.
Again, Jesus died on the cross and you want to make sure.
Oh, my daughter's giving me you're giving me a complex here. Anyway, I gotta pray about it. But I really love my teas. I really love my tea.
Not as much as Netflix, and Jesus died on the cross for your sin.
Listen to her. Okay. I'll talk to you soon, guys. Bye. Eggs, guys. You know I don't like eggs. And so I gotta hide it with the veggies.